It's been quite a moving service this morning, very heart-opening. So I'm going to be honest and say that I don't know if I can get through this talk without crying. So please forgive me. It's coming from my heart feeling opened, though. So thank you for inviting me here to speak again. I appreciate you all. And being Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers and everyone who's ever been like a mother to anyone and anyone who has a fur baby that they're a mother to. Because let's not forget them. I mean, they're very important in our lives. So I wanted to talk about the divine feminine, the feminine aspect of universal consciousness and how she's expressed in nature and also within ourselves. Because we are one with this consciousness and we are this consciousness and everything is consciousness. But before I move on to talk about that, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge my own biological mother, who's no longer on this earth plane. She passed away when I was 30 years old. I had already lost my father when I was 7. Sorry, but I'm not ashamed. When my mother passed away, and having lost both of my parents, I felt like my light went out in me. And I thought to myself, I'm alone now with no parents to rely on or confide in. And my mother was actually my best friend and I confided everything in her. And she was the one that grounded me in life, actually. Anyway, I remember sitting on my lounge floor thinking this and feeling a little empty. But I really learned how important my parents were, especially my mother, as she had to take care of me and my 3 siblings alone after my father died. I realised how much my mother had held space for me in many ways that I may have taken for granted. The sacrifices she made, her endless need to provide for us 4 children. Even when we moved out of home, she was still always there in many ways. My mother had to play both the mother and father roles. She carried a lot on her own for many years, and she had told me several times over the years, I do it all for my children. And yes, she gave us everything. She really did. And this is the experience of my mother. But I came to recognise more and more that she did the best that she could with what she had and what she knew. And as I grew and matured through life, I would often thank her and do my best to return the favour of giving back because I became more grateful for her in so many ways. And growing up, you start having responsibilities in life and you start living your life and going through tough things and you start, appreciating them more, especially when they're gone. To this day, she is still in my heart, and both my parents may not be here in this physical plane, but they are and will always be in my heart. So we're just moving along into the divine feminine. So many of the ancient people recognized that nature imbues the principle of creation. And just as every animal in nature has a mother, the whole of creation does too. Therefore, the divine feminine principle, as mother goddess, the universal motherhood, as in all creation, is honoured also. Now, one of the simplest ways to think about the divine feminine is look to our Mother Earth. Now, while we can relate to our Mother Earth as mother, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the divine masculine energy and its importance in creation. So in Hinduism and within the branch of Shaivism, it's said that Shiva, the masculine, and Shakti is the feminine energies. and these energies are always united and just as important as each other. The marriage of the divine feminine and the divine masculine is the honouring of the place within, is within the other, where the entire universe dwells. So just to explain a little bit further, Shiva represents supreme consciousness and wisdom, and Shakti represents that consciousness that's manifested in physical form. Just as women bring new life into the earth, so does Shakti bring Shiva's divine energy to every aspect of life. And just as the human race, we would become extinct without women giving birth. So it would also become extinct without Shakti energizing and putting everything into action. So while there are no words that could truly describe the embodiment of Shakti, I will do my best. She births all of creation and enlivens the world and is our mother. Her force is expressed in nature, simultaneously creative and transformative. She seeks balance for life to flourish. We see the cycle of creation and transformation occur with the 4 seasons, and we see this in birth, death, and rebirth. She is life-giving, loving, compassionate, and nurturing. She provides food, water, and shelter for all species. She reminds us of our humanity. We all share the same earth and have a responsibility to care for our planet and our home. While she can be gentle, she can also be fierce in nature and expressed in floods, fires, hurricanes, and more. But her fierceness is her love trying to wake us up to our true essence. She is the primordial essence, the womb from which all things proceed and to which all things return. We all emanate from this cosmic womb. Therefore, we are also part of her and all of consciousness. She runs through our veins. She is our heartbeat and the love in our heart. She can be the fierce, wild, free, and untamed within us. So I'd like to take some time to talk about our connection to nature and Mother Earth. The first step in connecting your body with nature is realizing that you are nature, or we are nature. Our body is made up of all the same elements, minerals, and energy that makes up the planet. Now, many quantum physicists and scholars believe that everything in our outer universe is a reflection of our consciousness and our body. And we see this play out. And though it's true we are natural beings, we can still fall out of alignment with our natural selves. Wellness is essentially being in tune with nature and aligning ourselves with the inherent wisdom that is within us all. The image of the Great Mother reflects something deeply felt, that the creative source cares for the life it has brought into being in the way that an animal or a human mother instinctively cares for the life of her cub or her child. This mother love is free to all to know and feel this day and every day in every corner of the earth. So I have a poem that I wanted to read. It's a little long and it's more like a prayer to the Divine Mother Earth. And it's by Thich Nhat Hanh, the Zen Buddhist monk who recently passed. I have a great respect for him and I enjoy his wisdoms. And this is one of my favourite poems. Homage to you, refreshing earth bodhisattva, mother of this world with its many species. We want to turn to you with respect. Beautiful green planet in the midst of the sky. You who have given birth to countless species, produce so many wonders of life, loved in the ultimate sense of non-discrimination, embraced all species, not barring a single one, loyal and reliable, tolerant and stable, the mother who bears all species. Countless bodhisattvas spring up from your fresh green lap. Mother, you embrace and transform, sweeping away the hatred of humans, creating new life day and night, helping the earth to bloom the flowers of heaven. You are open to thousands of galaxies, sharing your joy. By seeing that your true nature is interdependence, conserving and protecting so that nothing is lost, not being, not nothing, not eternal and not annihilated, not the same, not different, not coming, not going. Your love knows no limits. Your virtues have no shortcomings. Your nature is the four immeasurable minds, like the four great oceans. They never dry up. Whenever spring returns, you wear a new robe of red roses, the green willow, beautiful and fresh. When summer comes, the vegetation displays its bright colours. Wholesome seeds, sweet fruits are to be found everywhere. How brilliant are the colours of the autumn forest, until winter comes and snowflakes fill the sky. The afternoon tide chants like the roll of thunder. The morning sunrise paints an incomparable picture, making visible all the splendours of the universe. You are the most beautiful flower of the solar system, the wisdom that lights up the 10 directions, the mind that is open to all places. Mother, you are the paradise of the present, making possible the future for all species. We come back and take refuge in you, with nothing to run after, accepting the unfavourable as also favourable, seeing that you are always in us and seeing ourselves in you for all of time. And may we follow your good example and live every moment with true peace and joy. Homage to the refreshing Mother Earth Bodhisattva. So once again, happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the creation. And that brings me to the end.